Having done some 300 consults now with supplement companies that suck, can tell you the second biggest mistake, and the first was in video one, putting a product before a bunch of people. The second biggest mistake I see, and this is almost number one, is just total lack of interest and care. If you're looking to get into the supplement business to make some money, I'll tell you this, go for it, but you better be good at marketing. You better be good at marketing. When I decided to build my supplement company, I still consider myself better at marketing than most of the agencies I've met. But nonetheless, I was still honest enough to say, this is my weak area. I need to care. I need to put love and care and build a business the way our grandparents would, where the handshake and the word meant more than any contract. I want to go back to the good old days and just do everything with love and care. You know, I think capitalism is a great thing. And a lot of younger people will say it's atrocious. And I'll say, hey, you've never seen it. Capitalism died 20, 25 years ago, thanks to shareholder greed. We don't have capitalism. We have cannibalism, and everything is being stripped. Joy, quality, value, and care, as we're seeing with certain aircrafts that are dropping parts in midair, etc. at the moment. So care is the one thing that sets a successful supplement business, or any business, apart from those that were thrown together. I did a consult with a guy and we agreed we need a label. And he said, okay, I'll get that handled. And he sent me the finished label in 12 hours. And he'd gone off to a freelancer and got it done. And I'm just scratching my head. I spent 3 days just on my guarantee logo designing that out. I tried 100 different things to find what I didn't like, until eventually I had a little guarantee logo that I love. 3 days. And you're going to go and hire a freelancer, tell them the brief, and have them do a label and get it back and approve it and then send to me. And you're going to do it in 12 hours. That reeks of lack of care. You put the money first and you threw it together. And you're going to end up with something that looks like trash or doesn't ooze authenticity. You need to slow it down. You need to make sure that everything you do is going to resonate with either that bunch of people you decided to work with or that ailment. What we don't want to be doing is just throwing it together, because it's going to make life a lot harder. So care, what does care mean? And I'll tell you, I went to an investor on day one and I said to him, I'd like to borrow some money. I got a great idea. And we talked about the supplement business. And he said, what's your USP? What's your unique selling proposition? And he was a horrible man. He was all just horrible, greasy, a big cigar, and he kept blowing it in my face. And I said, care. The USP is care. I've looked around and no one is caring. Very few brands. And those that do, well, they're right up the top there, because everyone's loving what they're putting out. And he laughed and scoffed. Care. Care ain't quantifiable, son, and it don't pay the bills. Needless to say, I never took that guy's money, but I did find someone that did care and did believe in doing things the right way and hitting the refund button if someone can't get the result, and no questions asked and so on. And I said to him about care, and he said, I love it. That's what the world needs right now. What does care look like in a supplement business? Well, care means giving thought to everything. Everything. If we're going to choose 3 supplements, are they of high quality? If we choose 3, can they be taken together to elicit a better result from the client? Are the product pages well laid out? Or have we gone with the typical style I see them today with these little mobile platforms you can build a site on, and we got 2 little pretty pictures, you know, the lady with the Photoshop bottle at a weird angle, and the bottle on its back with like the millennial style yellow background and some little botanical leaves sprinkled around it. And then 2 paragraphs of utter fluff. Take our brain formula and boost brain power, you know, like that's it, $59. Is brain power even a word? I think if you look brain power up in the dictionary, you're going to find it doesn't exist. You know, what are we talking about here? We're trying to sell someone a $59 supplement, and we can't be bothered. We haven't got that level of care to just explain to them some basics, such as what it is, what it's going to do for them, we're talking about the formula here, what the formula is, what it's going to do for them. What are the ingredients in the formula? And I like to focus on 3, even if there's 10 ingredients. I'm going to build my product page around 3 key ingredients, the ones that are most exotic or have a story, such as they come from the Himalayas or the Amazon basin, whatever we can do to really make these things sound like we can't just go down to the supermarket and pick them up. So what is it? What is it going to do for us? What are the 3 ingredients really doing it? And what's the science behind the ingredients, with some links to studies to back it up? And these studies, don't just go grab a study, because you'll find 9 times out of 10 that study was probably done on a rodent. If we care and we put love into this business, then what we want to do is go and spend a little bit more time and find the human studies. I like to use examine.com and I like healthline.com. These are 2 websites that will, you punch in an ingredient and it will tell you all the benefits, but only if there's been a clinical style proving the evidence done with humans. So what is it? What's it going to do for me? What are the 3 ingredients doing it? What's the science behind the ingredients? Who's it for? I like to use this, if I think the product's for the whole world, I'm still not going to say it's for the whole world. What I'll do here is maybe pick 3 groups of people, but I'll do it in a way where 99% of the population could see themselves in that wording, that description of who it's for. This is what clairvoyants and fortune tellers and body language readers or whatever do. What they're doing is just throwing out these blanket statements where most of the world would identify themselves. For example, I haven't known you very long. You've been watching this video about 2-3 minutes now, and already I can tell that you're quite a quiet person, right? But at the same time, sometimes you can equally be the life and soul of the party. Yeah. It's all of us, right? So what we want to do, sometimes I'm quiet and leave me alone, and sometimes I want to go and paint the town red. Let's go. So I like to choose 3 people, and it could be adults looking for better focus, or, whatever. If it depends on the product you're selling, of course, but, adults looking for more energy or less stress. It's always a home run, because I think 90% of the world right now could say that's me. So who's it for? I like to then go into the benefits. What are the short-term benefits? What could I expect on day 1? Most likely less fatigue, more energy from the average supplement. But really, it's the long-term benefits, because these are dietary supplements, not magic movie drugs that you pop and within 10 minutes you're using 100% of your brain. They're dietary supplements, and they take time to work. And so, if we're looking at acetylcholine and its role in breaking down lipofuscin and fatty deposits in the arteries that slow blood flow, which is going to really play havoc with mental clarity and energy levels, etc. Well, that's not going to work. Acetyl-L-carnitine can't do its thing in 15 minutes. If we're going to start breaking down fatty deposits and attacking free radicals, we're probably going to need a good month or 2. So I like to spell that out to my clients. There's no illusions that, this thing's going to have you going limitless, within 15 minutes, and you'll write your book and build a business and everything's going to be great. Sex 8 times a day. No. Be honest with your people and lay out the expectations so they know what to expect as well. So short-term benefits, and in the little brackets next to it, I put 30-day/1 bottle supply. Then long-term, 90-day/3 bottle supply. This is my first sort of attempt at an upsell, along with language that I use on my product page, such as the best results come with extended use. And we have a 1-year guarantee, because the best results come with 3 to 6 months use, etc. This is what we want to do, proper product pages. So after we've got the long-term benefits, then I basically go into how to take it and what are the rest of the ingredients in the formula and what role do they play. About 2,500-3,000 words. That's care. And I'll tell you how it benefits you, because your freelancer might not be able to throw it together in an hour, but if we take that time, what we'll find is a much higher conversion rate. I've been in sales since 16, door knocking, selling vacuum cleaners for 2 years. I then did a year on the phones and then went into car sales. I did 12 years of car sales, finished as GM with 50 staff and a 500 car site. So I know sales. And I can tell you this, the number one reason in nearly all sales studies and surveys, the number one reason people wouldn't buy something is because they didn't feel they fully understand the product. It wasn't explained well enough what it is, what it's going to do for them, how it's doing it, etc. And so they walked away. And the other problem we've got when we don't excuse me, when we don't lay out exactly on a product page and take our time, the other problem we got is that people won't see value. They will say it's expensive, and there's no such thing as expensive. The word doesn't really exist. Usually, yeah, I mean, it's just a word we use to save ourselves a long-winded story. But usually when we say it's too expensive, one or two things is happening. Number one, we just can't afford it now. We believe and we want it, but we just can't afford it now. It's a little bit expensive right now. And the second reason, excuse me, the second reason is that really the number one thing is people don't see value in it. That's the biggest issue. When someone says they think it's too expensive, and let's be honest, there's people on this planet that could afford literally anything. They could buy small countries. So when someone says it's expensive, it means that they didn't fully understand it and therefore they didn't see value. Putting care into a business and slowing things down, it doesn't need to be launched tomorrow. And if it was launched tomorrow, it likely wouldn't have very much impact. Take your time on this. Give proper thought to your brand name, your product names, the 3 products you want to launch with, who you're targeting and what would really resonate with them. And if you want to put some real care back into the world, then do so. Sit down with pen and paper and write, what would this business look like if the most caring person in the world did it? Well, I guarantee with every bottle sold, we'd be probably sending $1 to charity, right? There would be one good idea that we could do. We could have a no quibble refund policy, for example. And that in itself wouldn't hurt you at all. When you have a no quibble 1-year guarantee, people feel confident to buy. Now, you may get 1 or 2 more refund requests, but the difference in conversion rate, because of the confidence you instill in someone when they see a large guarantee, when reassured that there's no questions asked. If we don't get you the result, we don't want your money. And our fingers on that refund button for whenever you let us know it's not working. Bang, you will see a much higher conversion rate with that message. Care is the number one thing. Slow the process down. If your lab, your manufacturer says, we'll do the labels, don't say yes. You say, no, thank you. I know you have 2 or 3 creative brains that have been working there a couple of years, churning out 200 labels a week for 200 businesses they don't care about. I will go off and find a freelancer. I want to go and find a freelancer on a freelance platform that's relatively new, someone with just something like 40, 50 orders to show they're still keen, but full 5-star feedback to let me know that they're doing a really great job. And I want to find someone that cares themselves. I maybe want a gender match, or if I can find someone that's got the ailment, with my ADHD company, I do a lot of the design, but if I go and outsource, I'm looking for someone with ADHD that wants to come on the ride with me because they believe in the cause too. And ultimately finding people that care will have that brand and business screaming quality, screaming care. And right now, to do anything but is just sabotaging your own results. Google have made it very clear that if you want to rank well on the search engine, you need to care. You need to be what they call an authority. The days of just get on my website, into the funnel, no exit, just in and buy, they're gone. Google's looking for the people that are setting up the blogs now, answering the questions that the doctors don't have 5 minutes to give us. Google are looking for people that have quality information with lots of options. People can have a look around and move around with maybe a forum, a directory on your supplement site where you go and find local people or regional people, state people that you can connect to your customers. So maybe a directory with personal trainers, yoga, nutritionists, whatever your ailment is. Maybe you could find some local experts and have them up on the website. Maybe you take a 20% cut on any appointments that get booked through your website. But nonetheless, if we start building out a proper brand with forums and monthly newsletters and just real quality, we take the time when our customer emails to ask a question, we take the time to ask how they are and how long they've been looking at this type of formula, if they had any results. Just starting a conversation, just being a human. And you should be interested in why someone's coming to your business anyway. So to fob them off with a, whatever, yes, shipping takes 3 days. How long is shipping going to take? 3 days. Go and find out if you can get them an overnight option. If they're coming through to you and they're emailing saying, I need this like tomorrow, it means there's a market for an overnight option and you need to make sure you got that. And why? Because that's care. That is what the world needs right now. And that's what a lot of supplement businesses need. You want to throw something together? I reckon the supplement industry ain't for you. Not anymore. Not with the power of brands and label strength and how people are so fickle that they'll just buy on look. And if you just got your manufacturer throwing together another template, but just in a different color, then that lack of care is just, if you've got that mentality that is good enough, the good enough mentality, that is going to go throughout your business, the website, the product selection, probably the quality of formulas. You're going to be price based. How much is this one? It's $7 a bottle with proper ingredients. Yeah, but we could go lower, you know. Let's this one's from the root, the extract is from the root. Let's go from just the leaf or something. It's a little bit of a downgrade, but we save ourselves $3 a bottle. You're dumb. Let me tell you, the number one rule in business is autonomy. Make sure whatever you build, you have full ownership. But kind of right up there in the supplement industry is retention. Retention, retention, retention. Unless you like that one and done, you know, pay-per-click ads all day long. Thank you. Thank you for your money. You're coming back next month. You've gone. Oh, okay. Hi, how you doing? Oh, thank you. You're coming. You're not. I don't want that. I want quality formulas that get my people the results so that they go, wow, I've actually found something that works, and they come back next month and buy again. And through care, I now have, I think there's 30 clients I could probably name right now that have been with me the full 10 years. And last year, one of them messaged me and she said, Mark, I've lost my tracking number. And I know her name. And I said, Barb, I know you. You've been with me like 4 or 5 years, right? I see your name flash up on my phone every month when you order, and you always take part in the competitions that go out in the monthly newsletters, etc. You've been with me 4 or 5 years. And she came back and she said, Mark, I've been with you since 2014. Wow. Now, I go and get the calculator. Thank you, Barb, darling. There's your tracking number. I think it went to spam. I'm so sorry. And thank you so much for your continued love and support. I went and got the calculator after the email exchange. And from her first order to whenever this was, about last year, something like that, she had placed 98 orders. And our average order size was $50. That's $4,800. And Barb checked out again last month. She's still been going. So we're probably closer to 6,000. And Barb has made it very clear in her communication that she's getting a result from my product and will take it till her last breath. God willing, I will have Barb with me, because I believe Barb's in her 60s, another 40 years. That's going to be a lot of money. And if we can slow down and let our people know that we care, and everything we do screams care. And let's be honest, there ain't no care left in the healthcare system right now. Maybe a couple of good nurses, doctors, a few, but I think even the good ones have started to just go along with the shortcuts that are clearly being made. This is not about keeping people well. And so we now have the opportunity to go off into a little corner of the universe and build a brand that screams care, that answers all the questions the doctors don't have 5 minutes to give us anymore, that goes and researches and maybe even engages with doctors and nutritionists and all the experts that can help the people that are in your niche. And we go create great articles. Care. When you're building your supplement business and you want to win, just go and build one like your grandparents would, where it was a joy. The money was just a side effect of doing and building something awesome. If you put the money before care, trust me, I know, you'll never make any. And you'll always be chasing it. That's hard. Me doing my job, I find that very easy. And I'll tell you why. My level of care now means that every day I wake up to thank you emails from people whose lives I've touched, who I've connected with supplements that hold the solutions to their ailments, and who I've let know, whatever you need, I'm here for you as best I can do. And if I can't get the answers or I can't help, I'll try and find someone that can. Ultimately, care will win. Go build something. Throw a load of care in. All the best.